Hi, boys and girls. It's time for our science lesson this week. So, this week, our science is going to be kind of a mix between science and math, all mixed together. So, we are studying about living things and how living things change. And so, we're going to mix that together with math with this story called Spring Math Walk. So, let's get into it. For Quinn, who finds joy in nature. So I'm going to read this story to you first. Then we're going to go back and we're going to talk about the different math things that we can see on each page. The sun warms me as I walk through the fields. Spring is a time of growth and change. If I look closely, I notice math all around me. A turtle walks along my path. Its geometric shell looks like armor. How old might he be? Nestled in the grass, I find a feather. I feel its delicate edges. Why does it have a pattern? In the soil, something is growing. Circular leaves are beginning to open. How did this plant survive the winter? Up in the tree, I hear an opossum. It looks at me before scurrying away. Why is she still awake? I gently touch a peony in the garden. It is a perfect sphere. How do so many petals fit inside? Farther ahead, I find an old tree. A maze is carved on its bark. What creature has tunneled here? A brood of mallards waddle along. The ducklings keep close to their mother. Why do they have webbed feet? I hear something rustling in the stones. I detect a camouflaged snake. How does it move without legs? I smell the fragrant sand cherry shrub. The dainty flowers are so pretty. Why are there 5 petals on each? A dandelion pushes through the grass. Its happy face makes me smile. Why does it open at the same time each day? I gather a bunch of tulips. I leave their bulbs in the soil. Why do the flowers look identical? The tree buds are ready to open. Green leaves will unfold from within. How do they know when it's time? A friend joins me to splash in a puddle. Our boots sink into the mud below. How deep is the water? We hear a robin's call from above. A mother is resting in the tree. How did she build such a round nest? My brother picks a dandelion. He blows the seeds and makes a wish. How far will they travel? After my walk, I play in the yard. The grass smells so fresh and sweet. How fast can I roll? All right, boys and girls, let's go back to the beginning of this story so we can talk about the math that the little boy found on his walk. Here we are, Spring Math Walk, because our assignment It's going to be that we are going to have to go outside and take a spring math walk. So we need to know what we're looking for. We also want to look for things that are growing and changing. So let's look on the first page. He said, the sun warms me as I walk through the fields. Did you know that measuring things like temperature is a part of math? You can go outside and measure how warm or how cool it is. That's math. On the next page, we have a turtle. And if you look at the turtle's shell, it has different shapes on it. You can talk about what shapes are on the turtle's shell. You can also talk about, you can measure how fast or how slow the turtle can move. That's math too. Let's look on the next page with these feathers. There's the feathers that fell off of a bird. I see some math in this picture because they are patterns. Do you see a pattern? Brown, white, brown, white, brown, white. Also, you can measure the feathers. Are they long or short? That's math too. Let's take a look at this plant. The book says that the leaves are circular. Circular means like a circle. Well, we studied about circles in math, learning about shapes. That's definitely math. And also, the plant is growing. And we know that because the book said, in the soil, something is growing. I wonder what it'll look like when it gets bigger. Those are math words too. Now this one, look at this opossum up in the tree. It says, why is she still awake? That makes me wonder, what time of day is it? When you talk about time, that's math too. Now look at this flower. I have one of these. I have like 3 of these flowers in my backyard. They're called peonies. And when the bud comes on, it's a perfect sphere. That's right. A sphere is a math word. We learned that in geometry. And then the book says, how do so many petals fit inside? The size is very small. Size is math too. Let's go forward to this one. There's a picture of a mama duck and her brood. Her brood means all of her little babies. Well, I see some math right there. Do you think you could count all the baby ducks? You sure could. You could talk about greater than and less than. Is the number of babies greater than the number of mamas or less than? Oh boy, we could do a ton of math with that. We can talk about their size, big, little, bigger than, littler than. Let's keep going. How about this one? The book was showing the dandelion, the yellow dandelion flower. And the question says, why does it open at the same time each day? When you're talking about time, well, time is math. Oh, I love this picture about the tulips. And these are tulip buds, so you know that they're going to grow and they're going to open up and then change. You could count the number of tulips that are in the picture. That counting is math. Let's go forward to this one. What kind of math can you find in a mud puddle? Well, look at the boys. They're stepping down deep into the mud puddle. Did you know that you can measure amounts of liquid? And you can measure how much liquid is in a bowl or in a mud puddle or a pond. That kind of measurement is math. Oh, look at this one. I saw a math word when I was reading this page. It says, we hear a robin's call from above. Above, below, in between. Those are math words. The bird is up above us in the tree. And the nest is round, just like a shape we all know. We learn about shapes in math. And then there's this one. The little brother is blowing some dandelion seeds. Did you know that I learned that each one of these dandelion puffs has about 100 little pappus? The pappus are the little like parachutes that the seed is stuck to. So, wow, do you think you could count to 100? Well, that's definitely math. And then, how far do you think the seeds will blow? When you're measuring distance, that's math too. Wow, it's amazing how many mathematical concepts you can find just from taking a walk. And then this little boy is rolling down the hill. Looks like someone just cut the grass there. And it says, how fast can I roll? Well, when you're talking about speed, you're measuring the speed of something. Anytime you're measuring something, that is math talk right there. And definitely look at this grass. Someone just mowed the lawn in this picture. But the grass is going to grow. It's going to change. It's not going to be short and brushy. After a few weeks, it's going to be long and wavy. Wow, I love going outside and finding science and math outdoors. And that's just what we're going to do this week. So I am going to send you over to the next slide, and we're going to have a flip grid. On the flip grid, I'm going to explain to you what our assignment's going to be, and I'm going to do it too. I'm going to make a video also for the flip grid because we're going to go outside and try to find two things. We're going to find some math outdoors, and also we're going to see if we can find some kind of evidence that living things can grow and change. All right, so I will see you on the next slide.